So cool. Oh, I mean, this is like rainbow.
So, welcome to Shepherding Peppers Farm if you're new. If you're not new, I'm really glad you're here. Welcome back to the channel. We just did a massive garden tour, and with that came a pretty massive harvest. Why are you yelling at me? No, baby. And part of that comes with bringing a lot of this food in the house, washing it, storing it, or processing it. So today we're going to be doing a video on processing and storing this absolutely outrageous harvest. And these are just peppers. Like, I haven't pulled out the melons or the squash or any of that. The kids are chomping at the bit. Liz already snacking on a pepper. The kids are chomping at the bit to get some melons. So I am going to separate these and explain what we're gonna do with them. I'm also gonna weigh this so we can see what it is, so I can put it in the garden tour so you can see how much we ended up getting. This is just peppers though, so we're gonna be here for a while. So to make room for some of the other things that I need to wash and dry and sort, I need to get these peppers right here, but I had to lay them out because they look so beautiful and I want to show them to you. We're gonna start with the cayennes. Most of these are ripe. So right here's where the cayennes are. I'm gonna section these off by ones that got damaged, so they can do in the dehydrator to be saved for seeds. Ones that have green on them and they still need to ripen a little bit, and ones that are fully ripe and can go into our vinegar to start the process of being made into hot sauce. I should probably weigh it, section it, and sort it. Okay, so wash it, weigh it, wash it, section it, weigh it, sort it. Okay, done. So we will do that with the cayennes after I wash everything. Okay. So I'm also going to start a just basic brine for some of these peppers, like my pepperoncinis. I would like to get those pickled. Plus I could always adjust a brine recipe slightly to add cucumbers to it if I want to. So to do this, we are going to add in our vinegar. 2, and let's see how much we have left. To about 2.5 cups of vinegar. Probably gonna round this up to 4. 4 cups of vinegar, and then we're gonna add 4 cups of water. I'm gonna put an entire head of garlic into this because for 1 cup, I would typically put in 4 cloves, and this will average out decently. I'm gonna add in about 2 or 3 tablespoons worth of black peppercorns. I'm also gonna add to this 1/2 cup of pickling salt and 1/2 cup of sugar. We're gonna bring this to a boil, and this is gonna be the brine for the peppers. We could also use this in pickles if we wanted to. It's not as sweet as what you would typically put into a pickle, but we could always add some more sugar if we need to. I'm gonna get this boiling. I'm also gonna put a meatloaf in the oven as well. Meatloaf, I know you do. Which I'm sure people everywhere are like, my kid likes meatloaf. I make the best meatloaf ever.
Yeah, Mom does make the best meatloaf.
True that.
Good job.
How do you feel about cutting things, Layla? Do you feel capable? Feel confident? Good. Competent and capable you shall be. But first I need some aluminum or foil. I need some foil. Can you bring me some foil? Okay, so I'm gonna put some corn in these foil pans. Lolly is helping me to cut up some of the sweet peppers, I'm gonna start chopping up these pepperoncinis into rings and getting them into canning jars. Pickled pepperoncinis last forever in the refrigerator, so I'm gonna go ahead and use decent sized jars. My goal is to have about 2 of these for the entire year for salads. Mostly we make a Olive Garden version of their salad, and that's what we will use pickled pepperoncinis on. So about 2 of these should be good for the entire year, and besides that, we'll just snack on these. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take my brine that has cooled, and I'm gonna put some of the garlic cloves in the bottom, and then we're gonna put the peppers in, put the brine on top. So I don't actually have enough to fill up this jar, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put enough brine on the top of it to cover everything, and then I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator in the garage until I have enough to fill it, and then we'll can it.
And
So
then give your husband a little bit of grief if you can.
always. They're just not choosing because we're having an ice cream taste testing thing right now because Seth and I are arguing about which ice cream tastes better. All right, so I kind of talked about this in the garden tour, not in depth, but plants want to produce seed. The entire point of a plant is to grow enough to be able to produce seeds. Often that's in a fruit. And then once that fruit is ripened, it's produced its seeds. It sends signals to the plant that I've done my job, I can die now. That's the whole point. So when you grow peppers, oftentimes people will tell you this pepper plant can produce 15 peppers. And if you're lucky, you'll get what's called a bumper crop, which is where after you harvest your fully ripe red peppers, occasionally you'll get a bumper crop, meaning they will produce a second time around for you and you'll get some additional peppers, but not very many before the plant kicks the bucket. What we do here to ensure that we get preposterous amounts of peppers is when the plants start to produce, I will go through and pick a lot of the fruits when they are green. This is going to ensure that I get this massive green bell pepper harvest that I can dehydrate, I can freeze, I can store to put up the peppers that I need for the year in my cooking. And then after I've stripped the plants of their fruits, they go, wait a minute, I don't have anything to make seeds. So instead of risking having a bumper crop, they immediately go back. By picking the peppers, it sends signals to the plant to put on new fruit. Essentially, in that time, the pepper is going to grow a bit larger. The roots are going to get stronger because it's not immediately focusing on fruit production. It's going to not have anything to produce seeds for a little bit. So it's going to grow bigger, and then in turn, you're going to get more peppers. And if you would like to, at that point, you can let those peppers turn red and have a really substantial red pepper harvest. So you kind of get both sides to it. What that means, though, is I have a lot of green peppers right off the bat that I need to process. And so we're going to start doing that. And originally, I was going to start working on some of the spicy peppers because I want to eat them. But I really need to deal with the bell peppers or use separate cutting boards. So... And you're just yelling. Like, you can't just be normal people who say normal words. You have to, like, come out and bellow like you're George of the freaking jungle, except he's angry and screaming at everything in the forest. Gosh, please.
Pretty much.
Stop. Alrighty then. So a good majority of these are Anaheims. What I'm going to do is I have separated these out over here, and then I have a lot of fruits that are ripening. So you can see they have this red color to them, but they're still pretty green. So I'm going to put them in this bag. And they're gonna get hung up in my laundry room until I deem them to be fully ripe. And when they are fully ripe, then they will get used. We're gonna do the cayennes next. No, probably not.
We got any penne. We got macaroni. We got
This is why filming takes so long. This right here is a jar of distilled white vinegar, and I've been placing our cayennes into this as we go along. Once this is all the way full, I will let this sit for at least a month, at least 30 days, and then we will start the process of turning it into hot sauce. So I'm going to go through our cayennes. Again, any of the cayennes that are ripe can go in here. Any of the cayennes that are not fully ripe are gonna get hung up in a bag just like the other one, and they'll store in the laundry room, hung up in the bag until they're fully ripe. All right, so I'm gonna grab those.
It's a type of ramen noodle. I just want to see if it's on there.
Type of ramen.
What do you mean a type of ramen?
It's like cool ramen.
Okay. My child just asked me about cool ramen noodles. Just want you to hear that.
Hey, whatever.
What the heck is a cool ramen noodle as opposed to like it? What?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of what it was.
Is it shin?
No.
All right, at this point, I'm going to push this. I had to make something because these are not the right sizes. But so I'm gonna put this in here, and this is gonna compress the peppers down. And then I do have a weight. These are used in fermentation. One of these little buggers escaped. So I'm gonna try and push this down so that way it is all underneath the vinegar for the fermentation process. I'm gonna add a touch more. You don't want to put a lid on this and tighten it because you can make it explode. It's not super likely because this is vinegar and not water and salt, but you just want to keep an eye on it. So, and then this is going to go down here and continue to hang out. And this is how I make our hot sauce. This is how we make our sugar rush peach pepper sauce. This is how we make our homemade Frank sauce. If you're gonna make hot sauce, there's a lot of different recipes. Most of them call for boiling your peppers in your vinegar. I firmly believe that the best hot sauce comes from fermenting your peppers in vinegar. And it takes a while. And I can't tell you exactly how I know this. It's a secret, but this is the way to do it. Now the tops to all of these are gonna end up going in the dehydrator, and these are, you can see they have seeds in them. This will be cayenne pepper seeds for next year. I'm gonna be making 2 types of paprika this year. I'm gonna be making spicy paprika and non-spicy paprika. And these peppers will make a really good spicy paprika.
You don't know how to spell. All that damage coming soon. What?
Ooh, that's hot.
They want you to buy it without being able to kill.
Ooh.
You alright?
Yeah, good.
Ooh, you should buy cream pies.
Okay, so
It's good.
do we need any? I know we got a lot of seasonings. Do we need anything?
Nope. So here, I'm gonna give you a piece of this paprika pepper that is not small. Perfect.
Thank you.
Stop it! You monkey that?
A mungie what?
Hello.
Whoa! That's pretty good.
The rest of these are gonna get put in a bag and put in the laundry room because they're not fully,
Mm-hmm.
Yum yum.
they're not fully the right color yet. That one's kind of soggy though. I don't trust this pepper. This pepper's going in the compost. It was a shady pepper.
Your daughter had specialties to get.
Okay, so then we have all these seeds.
Disgusting. Yeah, what it is disgusting.
Oh, I burnt that. That's just the sort of day we're having. All right, so I need to create a label for these and put these in the dehydrator and label it as hot paprika, and it'll be made into hot paprika powder, and we'll use that as seasonings throughout the year. Paprika, is just red peppers that have been dehydrated and ground up into a powder. And there are certain peppers that have a deeper sweetness to them when they're red, and those are often used as paprika peppers. But in general, any red pepper can be used to make paprika powder. So before I go forward in chopping up more hot peppers, I'm going to label some of these and get them in the dehydrator because I feel like that would be good. And then here, I'll show you where I hang these up at too.
Okay, what pepper was that you gave us last time?
Hot paprika.
Yeah, well, it was hot.
So I just hang them up here. Whoops, I'm not throwing them. And they just hang out here until they're fully ripe.
That makes sense.
So, all right, where are we at with the peppers? Okay, hello, peppers. So these are hot banana peppers. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pickle a pint of these as well, because why not? And like Layla was mentioning, soggy peppers are, yes, baby, good job. Soggy peppers are not enjoyable, so we're gonna add some pickle crisp or some alum to this to help retain the crispiness of them. So we take the lid off of it because my hands they're warm. Also, cutting them into decent sized chunks is helpful as well. All right, up next I'm going to be doing a lot of these jalapenos. Some of these are going to get sliced in half and gutted. They will go into the freezer. We will flash freeze them so that way we can use them for making stuffed jalapenos, which is a really wonderful, delicious thing to eat that we enjoy. And then we'll probably dehydrate some of these to make jalapeno powder as well. I'll probably make some pickled jalapenos too. So. Right here. He does that like the second I start filming. He has a filmo meter where he's like, oh, mom's filming, I have to like be really loud. It's hilarious and somewhat annoying sometimes, but most of the time it's pretty funny. Anyhow, right now I am cutting the tops off of the sugar rush peach peppers. I'm putting these into a glass jar that I'm going to fill with vinegar the same way I would with our cayenne peppers. Talked about that a little bit. I think I did, or I'm either going to do a voiceover and talk about it. I don't remember what I did. But doing the same thing where we're going to be making sugar rush peach pepper hot sauce along with Frank's hot sauce. So. that were ripening in the lunchroom. They're all right. They're ready to go, so I can put these into the spring sauce. So this is the first gallon-sized jar. I'm gonna put a sticky label on it that has the date on it, and it's gonna ferment for a minimum of 30 days, and then we will make hot sauce. I haven't tried.
Especially because sometimes you don't want your pepper sauce to say beef.
You made that for me. I love it. Thank you.
Beef, 6722. Hope that's not beef.
Can you put on my dresser for me? Okay.
I think it'll be easy to tell the difference between beef and pepper.
Well, I would hope so. If not, we're doing something great and wrong.
Alright,
All right.
this was melon. So
Perfect. Okay. All right. So over here, I am going to start the process of cutting these peppers up and getting them onto a dehydrator tray to be made into spicy paprika. Cutting the tops off of them, slicing them in half. I'm going to de-seed them, so I need to get gloves. And yeah, go from there. I already have a ton of these seeds saved, so I'm not worried about saving any more of them at the moment. And after this, I think that will, I mean, I have a few more jalapenos to cut up, but besides that, that'll conclude the peppers. So I'm pretty excited about that. Here we have our pickling brine that we made at the beginning part of this video. I have some jalapenos. This is all I have left of the peppers. I'm so excited because it takes forever to put harvests away. So this is really exciting because next time I go, we're gonna have to have peppers again probably. So I'm gonna save some of these to have fresh because we will eat a lot of fresh jalapenos on our food. We were eating them last night with dinner. We had barbacoa quesadillas with chipotle beans and then dipping in the beans and then put jalapenos on top. It was really, really good. So I like to have a decent amount of fresh peppers on hand to have with meals. But one like gallon-sized bag is pretty good. I don't really need more than that. So we're gonna do a couple of these small jars of pickled peppers and pickled jalapenos, and then we'll be done. Yay. So I'm slicing these up into, half an inch, probably not, a corner to a half an inch. I'm not really worrying about the specifications. I'm slicing these up.
you never have been.
Never have been. They look like this. I want to fill these jars up to this bottom line right here. I'm gonna pour the brine up to there as well, and then we'll get these ready to go in the water bath canner.
Yeah.
Alright, I think this is a sufficient amount of jalapenos to say for fresh eating. And if you end up desiring more, you'll put more. If I end up picking more, then I can preserve some of these. This is a good cycle. That's all. Alright, I'm gonna start the process. Are we on? I'm not on. Okay, we're on now. I'm gonna start the process of canning some of these pickled peppers. I'm gonna do, I don't think I have, do I have any quarts? I have 1 quart. The quarts I'm gonna do for 15 minutes at a boil. The pints I'm gonna go ahead and do for 10 minutes at a boil. Since these were refrigerated, I am going to heat these up in hot water in my sink, and then once this is boiling, I will place these in there. You don't want to put cold jars into boiling hot water. They will shatter. It can happen. You might get lucky and it might not, but the odds are not in your favor. They will shatter. So, experience. So, we're gonna heat these up. What, dear?
Can you be that?
Yes.
Yay! You're the best mom in the world!
Don't you forget.
Daddy's coming. You just make it up.
Right? It's like, oh, we have
Always, always, always. Oh, can I use yours?
Exactly. Man, if that's not kids to a T. In a minute, I'm gonna need Ella to come play fly hunter. She is quite good at it, actually. She
Are
likes.
you the fly hunter?
I am going to add a tiny bit of pickle crisp to both the pickles that I'm gonna water back can and the peppers because I like them to be crispy and not soggy. A fourth of a teaspoon for a quart. Okay. A fourth and an eighth. That's what I need. So peel and then slice, but not all the way through.
For like a yellow or golden. It's no, it's golden. There's nothing golden about it, by the way. Nothing.
Okay, so that's full. Anything else in there right now? Alright guys, that's gonna wrap up the video for the peppers, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye y'all.